KZ Fitness, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today I have a very requested video that we're gonna go over. If this lipstick is bugging you, I don't really care because I thought it spiced it up a little bit. Since my backgrounds are boring, my lipstick is not. I look like an avatar today. Last week I looked like a cherry, so just changing it up. Today's video is on macros, kind of what are they, why we should track them, why it's the best way to diet. Let's start off with what are macros. So macros are macronutrients and there is micronutrients, which are your vitamins and all that stuff, but macronutrients is basically what your body needs to survive, what your body needs to run. In our macronutrients, we have carbs, fat, and protein. And we have alcohol, believe it or not. Alcohol is not a macronutrient that is really talked about because it is deemed to be unhealthy. Now, if you are underage, do not drink alcohol. They're basically just saying it is a macronutrient for every once in a while. They're not saying drink a whole 2-6 and do all that dumb stuff. Only if you're legal and in moderation, okay? Moderation is with everything. Just like with our carbs, fat, and protein. Let's start off with carbs. So carbohydrates, we have simple and complex carbs. Carbs are made up of molecules that are sugar. And basically complex carbs are when you have 2 or more molecules of sugar within a certain item. And simple carbs are when you have only 1 molecule. Now, this can also mean that there are processed and refined carbs. Carbohydrates are needed for fuel in the body. They cannot be depleted because if you're trying to work out, if you're trying to have your brain function, if you're trying to feel good and be active, you need carbohydrates. I have talked about this before on my channel in regards to low carb diets, how they don't work, and you basically are just screwing your metabolism and your entire body up when doing low carb. So it is important to remember you do need carbohydrates, especially if you're being active, okay? Our body, we have fat on it. Fat basically provides essential fatty acids, and they also are an energy reserve. You're not supposed to be taking in as much fat as you would in your macronutrients, but it's there if your body needs something to feed on so it doesn't go directly to your muscle. Now, we do have fat on our body, but that's why we need to be careful in how much we're giving ourselves. Too much can result in excess amount of fats. That's with every macronutrient, protein, and carbohydrates. Too much of it can result in weight gain of unnecessary fat that's not wanted here on our bodies. Then we have protein. So our muscles need protein to grow, they need protein to build, and just our body needs protein to survive. Our bodies, our muscles, all of that is made up with protein. So by having the correct amount of protein intaked into our body, which is usually every pound is about 1 gram. So if I weigh 140, 140 grams is a rough estimate to start on if you're whole, like if you're new to macronutrients. If I weigh 200, then 200 is rough, okay? So that's just kind of where you can go with it. Protein can be extremely beneficial, especially when wanting to gain lean muscle mass, but like I said, in excess amounts, it can not be beneficial to your health. Let's go into how much calories are in each gram for our macronutrients. So we have carbohydrates and protein sitting at 4 kcal per gram. Then we have our fat, which is 9. That is why individuals usually tend to have the least amount of fat because it is almost triple as much as the protein and carbohydrates in regards to calories. That's why eating so much cheese is high in fat, important to make sure you're keeping it to a minimum. We have something called RMR and BMR, which BMR is a basal metabolic rate and RMR is resting metabolic rate. They are almost the same thing. Now, let me just go a little bit further into it. So resting metabolic rate and BMR basically mean that is a certain amount of calories your body needs at rest when you're doing absolutely nothing. When you're just sitting and laying, and that's how much calories you burn in a day. Let's say you do no exercise, you don't move, and you're sitting on the couch the whole day. My RMR is almost 1,600 calories, which is incredible. Some people are way less, some people are way more. It honestly varies, and there are numerous tests that you guys can take to find out your BMR and RMR. Usually provided at hospitals. So by finding this base rate on where your body needs to survive, you can figure out if you're overeating or undereating and how you're feeding your body. Because I used to be eating 1,300 calories For a while I lost some weight and then I was plateauing and I was like, what the frick? Why am I not losing weight? Like, I'm not eating anything. This is ridiculous. I went, educated myself, also got a dietitian, and we figured out that I was underfeeding myself, so my body thought I was starving. It was making me put on the excess fat that I didn't need. Now I'm leaning out. I'm eating 1650 for cutting down. When I'm bulking, I'm eating 2500 calories. I feel amazing. My lifts are so good. So this is a test I highly recommend figuring out. Also, nutritionists are able to figure that out through calculations. I know how to figure out through calculations, but getting a test is the most accurate way to find out it for you. Why macros? If you guys follow me on Instagram at KZEEFITNESS or my Snapchat at Kierstycutie, you know I am obsessed with macros. I track my macros every single day, regardless of what it is, from popcorn to chicken or anything in between. I am counting those macros down to the gram because since I've been able to enhance my knowledge and count my macros, I've seen incredible changes. This allows for flexible dieting, as some people like to call it. Macros are a way of, you don't need to eat rice and chicken every single meal to lose weight or to lean out. You can still have your popcorn, you can still have your burgers, but in moderation, and it cannot be an everyday type of occurrence. By making it every day, you're just gonna sabotage yourself. So I have this app. I'm not gonna go over this. I will link below my old YouTube video on how to use MyFitnessPal. Pretty much MyFitnessPal is my most favorited app on my phone, hands down. It's what I use the most. So it's right there and it just has a little running dude. You click it and all of this stuff pops up. I have my profile, which you guys are more than welcome to hit me up on, FitnessFreak486. And I usually post some stuff, but I also like to see what you guys are doing. I like to update you all as well. This is an amazing app if you are brand new to macros. Now let me also remind you, you can get your macros on here through MyFitnessPal, but it is nothing like getting a coach, an online coach, an in-person coach. Having someone there who knows the calculations and are going to help you accomplish your goals is huge. I do offer online customized training at KZEEFITNESS.com. I'll also link that down below. But guys, macros are the best thing you could do. Like, they have completely changed my life. I don't find food boring. I don't find food hard to deal with anymore. It's a joy. Honestly, I never thought I could say that. I used to have such a bad relationship with food, but it has completely changed my life. Macros are something that have been proven to work, scientifically have been studied, and they're something that completely change a lot of individuals' lives just because you are allowed to go out, you're allowed to have fun with your friends, you're allowed to eat what you want to eat and still accomplish your goals. Bulking, cutting, anything in between, it is honestly set to you and it is individualized, which is fabulous. My clothing line is still coming out in winter of 2017, which is super exciting. I have an Instagram page that I'm going to be setting up called Flex Past Reality for the clothing line. Right now it's a personal training Instagram, but we're gonna kind of switch it up once the clothing designs are all good and everything. So make sure you give that a follow. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this kind of opened your eyes a little bit into how macros work and all that jazz.